Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Smash JT. In this episode, we're going to talk about limited run games. It's been a while since I covered them, and I just got an updated email regarding their partnership with Best Buy. And in all honesty, while they try to make it seem like this really isn't changing anything, it feels like it changes everything. Smash JT. Now right off the bat, I gotta say, Douglas and Josh working over at Limited Run Games are awesome people. I've had a few interactions with both of them discussing their games, upcoming stuff that they're working on, and it's always been a pleasure dealing with them. But when I got this email regarding what they're doing with Best Buy, it kinda raised my eyebrows. It changes the entire premise of what Limited Run Games was even meant to be in the first place. Based off their official press release in their email, when we first started marketing Yooka-Laylee, we mentioned in all of our emails we sent out that Best Buy had reached out with interest in the game and that the distinct possibility of them carrying it existed. Then they show a screen caption of what they actually said about Best Buy. As of about 10 days ago, Best Buy has finally confirmed their orders with us for Yooka-Laylee, Golf Story, and an upcoming game which has not been announced by us at all. Which to me doesn't seem very fair and isn't really putting the customer first. If Best Buy is getting the ability to purchase all these games, whatever amount they want as a pre-order, it doesn't really make it limited like it used to be. I mean, yes, it's a only one print run, but it's not nearly as limited as it once was. Not to mention that Best Buy has the ability to purchase a game and put orders in on a game that hasn't even been announced by them yet, is putting a corporation in front of the actual customer. They shouldn't be selling games to a corporation without telling the customers what games they have upcoming first. And while I do appreciate them being transparent about this now in this email, people that pre-ordered Golf Story without knowing this thought that they were getting a very limited item, when in fact it turns out that Best Buy is ordering over 5,000 copies of this. So in a weird way, limited run games in some specific areas is no longer limited run in the sheer sense of what it used to mean. Now they're going full on retail with some of their releases, and that kind of takes a little bit of the magic away from what the company stood for in the first place. Now, will Best Buy carry everything they release? No, they will not. They are only interested in very specific games, and now that a partnership is officially underway, they'll be able to know well in advance of release which games Best Buy wants. This information will be relayed to customers in a clear and upfront way, meaning if you prefer to try to get the game at Best Buy versus buying directly from Limited Run Games, you can do that. The problem I have with this is they sold Golf Story to Best Buy after people put orders in for Golf Story, and now we're finding out that we can actually just go to Best Buy and get it, which completely takes away the limited run of Golf Stories that we first thought we were going to be getting in the first place. Initially they say they're only going to sell up to pre-orders, and once they actually make a print run of these, it's going to be the first run and only run. They're not going to make a second print run of any games they do. Limited Run confirms they're standing by that, but at the same time, they can make an obnoxious amount of first run games. They say in this email up to 25,000 games of some certain titles, if not more than that in the future, which to me completely takes away any of the special limited chance that you get at getting these games if you just waltz into a Best Buy and pick it up there. Now they do say Best Buy is getting variant covers so that you'll be able to tell the difference of if you got it directly from Limited Run Games or if you bought it at the retail store. But at the end of the day, it's still going to be the same game, and while you don't get the limited run trading cards, you still get the game. And while some people might look at this and say, great, more of a supply for everyone out there, everyone's happy, I look at this and say, Limited Run Games is all about the special ability of getting these games in a short print run before other people can get them. That's what their entire business model is built upon. And by making a partnership with Best Buy here, I think it kind of convolutes that entire thing. And while it might be a financially beneficial deal for Limited Run Games in the short term, I don't know if this is going to be good for them in the long term. I know me personally, I'm not really that excited about rushing out to get a limited run game anymore if I know that Best Buy behind the scenes is going to be working to get specific games that are going to be more popular that I might be interested in. I might just wait. And if that's the case, I might not even buy the game down the road anyways, because I was going after a lot of these games because I wanted to get it and be special about getting it. And I know people might hear that and say, that's a ridiculous reason to be going to buy games, but that's what collectors do. They try to get elusive things. They try to get hard to get things because they're special, they're unique, they're one of a kind in a lot of cases. So this kind of changes all of that, and in my personal opinion, changes it for the worse. They do go on to say that we will tell you when Best Buy is going to be stocking specific games. We let people know up front before release when a game will be available at Best Buy. Though they didn't really clearly communicate that with Golf Story, they are saying as an apology, they'll be giving people a discount for a future purchase if you pre-ordered Golf Story through Limited Run, which is nice of them, but at the same time, it's a little bit shady. It's weird. They did like a backroom deal with Best Buy and weren't entirely transparent about it during the Golf Story sale. And I'm not really a big fan of that. Now lastly, I'll say, they go on to say, we've been receiving threats of physical violence over this partnership. That is absolutely ludicrous. Anybody out there watching this video getting physically angry at a company for this? Just stop. You're getting a little too excited about a company selling games. Now, I understand people getting frustrated, even angry to a point. Hell, I'm a little bit frustrated about this. But in no way, shape, or form am I going to get physically violent about it. They can choose to do what they want. They run this company and they can run it into the ground, or they can run it into the most successful company on the planet, depending on the decisions that they make. But by no means should anybody get physical violent with them. Come on, guys. That kind of stuff pisses me off to no end. People are upset because they still might have the Gamers Club through Best Buy, and that actually gives them a 20% discount on these limited run games that you don't get that discount if you buy it directly through Limited Run. But that doesn't mean you should threaten physical violence on a company. That's just insanity at its worst form. So stop right there. If anybody starts feeling physically violent against these people, just stop. These are human beings running a company, and while I might not agree with their stance and the direction they're taking it, it's their right to do that, and I can bitch and moan all I want via a YouTube video, but don't get physically violent, don't get ridiculous, don't be like this, people! Keep your sanity. Be happy. Enjoy your video games. And with that being said, I'm going to leave the video there, but I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this down in the comments. How do you feel about Limited Run making an exclusive partnership with Best Buy for specific games, increasing the print run of a lot of the games they'll be selling going forward, dramatically, completely shifting what Limited Run stood for in the first place? Let me know down in the comments, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one.